Thank you so much. Once again, you're welcome to our reflection on catechesis. My name is Catechist Thomas Aquinas, a catechist in Soroti Catholic Diocese. Last time, if you recall very well, we shared about the purpose of marriage as a sacrament. And we discovered that there are basically three reasons why God instituted the sacrament of marriage. One of them is for the good of the spouses, for our happiness. We have always cited out that our happiness can only be fulfilled in marriage. And two, we also say it is for procreation and upbringing of children. And then the third one was for the good of the society. Apakiaria munoni apotenerto si apele nekineta no edukone ibore aina kinla subanite giare sacramentu lo aduko kinyo ida potemarto sibori uni enisota kesi nyesi ajokis ai tojokara ijara kai tojokara ijara konu kapa beru kape kilo kiti ile balone be mamene dumana na yalamane pola kere ile mato ma odukone na yari kini balone be apele kente bona edukone nyesi awore kedai to polo ni duwe ni jeki on la subani e jok oso na woni kini ngesi a jokis na ito ngado kere pedo rosuma kerai medawnu ai rajijimu dongin ne lo muni otoma odukone. Today we would like to also look at the characteristics of marriage as a sacrament. Of course, the stability of marriage is maintained by strict adherence to the characteristics of marriage, by the bond that coexists with this sacrament. And of course, we'll be talking about these characteristics, which include totality, unity, indissolubility, and eventually fidelity and fruitfulness. So lolo ibune reiki na kirobo bo nuda takanete nitodiari tosim edukone lo ajokan moriari tosim aina kina woko ne ija dope time mor kina wok ai jene bere dukone boren mame tiaka idoda aina kina ne ija ngin dope kapa kabera dope okilonika e dope idoda raito ne lo munete kotoma odukone. So number one characteristic in the sacrament of marriage is totality. Totality here means complete mutual self-giving of the spouses. This, of course, aims at a deeply personal unity, a unity that goes beyond just union in one flesh, but leads to forming one heart and one soul. It also demands for indissolubility, faithfulness, as we shall look at these other ones at a later time. Ebe dopete koto ma bore ni delele ibone ben to diarti be duko kinalu nyesi oni ara utelu ibirunu kedai jara oko kerengo dai birunu oduko ne ibirunu nache ya da dukundo kwa nanyo ekale dopet. So this totality means at depart just ay morkini bon mamera ibone bo kwa nado aberu kede kilo boyeso ne pepe konye achamu na ina kina ijara ka achamu na ina kina ijara ini cheda nyeseme na chene bon marriage is a sacrifice nare beito ni ai pala ijar anua ini che. I've also said most cases that in most cases for a happy marriage to stand we are supposed to have a situation where I have to forget about certain things. St. Paul wrote to the Corinthians and told them that if eating meat is a problem to my neighbor, then I would rather stop eating meat just to make sure that I am at peace, we are in love, we are in unity with my neighbor. And I think I want to borrow this to marriage. Paul uses meat because meat looks like a very important, of course, important thing that always everybody will wish to hear. So balipa olobone be arara nyama kiringi tika de kitona cheka opoperika edunyeteka ejoko dong ajala na nyama kiringi asala kisiso ikunai yalama. So in marriage also we have such circumstances. There could be things that you enjoy a lot, but for the purposes of peace, unity, love, the other enjoyment in the marriage, how do I leave meat and enjoy the marriage? Of course, the good example here could be maybe football, maybe being in the public, taking sometimes out. Those could be things that I love most. But if they don't create peace in my marriage, I rather leave them so that I have peace with my marriage. Number two is indissolubility. Of course, indissolubility here means that the union between the spouses is a joint lifetime relationship and cannot be dissolved by the partners themselves. Of course, we have also said that the love of the married couples demand by its nature the unity and indissolubility of this union. In his encyclical Familiaris Consortio, we also read that they are called to grow continually in communion with the daily fidelity to their marriage consent. And the marriage consent here is what we say, I do, I do, I do. Narai, ichamuno nikierebe, we are going to stay together as one body. The Catechism of the Catholic Church, Catechism 1644, also teaches us that it is deepened by lives of common faith and by the Eucharist that we receive together. Nedumuno ne sacrament lo ka okaresa ne pe kwa pe kaledope idukuno ne dichane lo abeit edichane dalo mamenangi. And of course, the other third characteristic of marriage is fidelity. Fidelity, or also known as faithfulness, is due to the bond between the spouses that has been created. Iduko kinosi esi itakanune gamu lo imina kitesi tungiare ne pepe. Ngesido kona ega mungon lo ina kitongo da ite baka beruna mame bache bera jenongo napana boni ngesa jenongo. Conjugal love requires the inviolable allegiance, dedication, and single-heartedness of the spouses. This is the result of their mutual self-gift. Love seeks to be definitive and demands commitment. Apaki balona nebe. Adio ijara kere ipuda ngesida amina ido minatete. Every life requires to be loved but also to love. This implies that the intimate union of marriage as a mutual giving of two persons and the good of the children demand total fidelity of the spouses and require an unbreakable union between them. Gaudium et Spes gives us this definition. Ebe iare lo adawla subana morkini ne pepe koto modukone ibusakiniti opotu kapi iare ai moru na isama unidope idopi bore kia tongai duko kinosi mena rejeti be puto inosi bere bonguna ge una duko kinotor ichene da puto kine pole samata ribora puto kine polo ye jarata re a puto kini na arabu demo bina je morkilu tenie to dolikinos no abaka yo kelesia be luyare era unosi adope kuan. The last one, dear friends, is fruitfulness. Ajaute kede araito. Fruitfulness is a result of totality, unity, indissolubility, and fidelity. Araito dokwana ngese uruto se ebelo muneta kaulo na kwa anwo kuju anwe dauna ationa itemitem. Ebe eredu kone lo epola emor kina ida bunine pepe buni ida mormorunu kidayen mama bedu kone tiaka mama bere balo steki nga mama ikwenye kinga idi teuti epeni kwape ido pitungana na dau ngesi aya unu kwape aijene kwapa akabe akeberu ide jeni yeni kwape okilonike iso monos dakiro ngunu ni nerono kujumun otakande do kwani bore bawo be araitoi the fruitfulness of marriage. This fruitfulness can also be understood in two ways. It can be understood as growth to new life that flows from the maintaining of those above characteristics, but also comes from the fruitfulness of begetting of children. The growth is both spiritual and human on the side of the spouses. As emphasized by St. John Paul II, the fruitfulness of conjugal love is not restricted solely to the procreation of children. Even understood in its specific union dimension, it is enlarged and enriched by all those fruits of moral, spiritual, and supernatural life by which the father and the mother are called to hand on to their children. Familiaris Consortio, number 28, page 46. iwadikai Yohana Paulo lo yareit papa balebe aira ito iti na edio dukone kiere na adio min mame sala krito ma uribon konye bo besala krito ma papa keda toto apedoria ito dune di chane ngoni lo ito derta minanara ido ra minanara ne pedo ke sai moro ke dikechi due ido ba moro keda ngunda kerelu e pedorete airia munu kede pute kale kati alo nisapa kibaloro ne be one of the purpose of marriage also is for the good of the society akepolo be opedo rosdo luche kwida lo kinga ite be teni edukone boteni lo amiti balonda ekotokina ikwa ikininin oni lipu idumuniti epod ailengin ni kote dukone na harai apoto chipaki che tunga eche kalelo e jaro jok opedo aina kinonda jeute kida munongin be bale jokonyo adumunu edukone tipido ndera kwa na ilo marito mudukona socho bae sida ogeutu itodia si nu baloni nu amina na raidi chanelo ai timi ai modo kikina neja luche tere kwide dum neto ba ile ngipengi na potes do dumutu ngara kine sida dumunu edukone. So today we have looked at this specific characteristics of marriage: totality, indissolubility, fidelity, and fruitfulness. These four will guard our families. Ire kilo na kira una ngon na soditi ai mormor nu okone pepe kuma mitei bobone niche ai jene bone be du kone lo ida na du kuno mambo betiaka mame bila ibo na iboi forever haja utekela ijene bedengini bonda. It makes you to be concrete in your marriage as a family, and also of course knowing that once I have got this wife, it is mine forever. I have no any other woman outside. I've got this husband, I have no any other husband outside. This is my husband forever. And we say nanebe are more moro na krono uninu e urete kwa na ngonte do ya na kwa ya uni araito ne duko ne wako pere resu punu luchida jenu nunyo ay jijimu ne sakramentu la duko kinyo osodi boda ngara kini lucheda apero ramisi kinebe jokonyo eduko ndo ni due. I said the other time that today we have children of senior 1, senior 2, but they're also talking about being single mothers in the future because they are seeing ebe emametara ito no ijasa yi to machpako dukonelo da oro kwesi elo munete kinga. Want to wish you a very happy preparation for marriage for those who are preparing, but those who are in. Let's take these four characteristics into consideration so that we can be able to be fruitful in our marriage. My name is Catechist Thomas Aquinas. Catch you again next time. Thank you very much and be blessed in your marriage.